Let's take a deep dive into the enigmatic world of Maxwell, an artist whose influence extends far beyond his velvety vocals and smooth R&B compositions. Born Gerald Maxwell Rivera in Brooklyn's Bedford-Stuy neighborhood, this neo-soul pioneer has crafted a legacy that defies simple categorization. What makes Maxwell's journey particularly fascinating is how his multicultural heritage, with a Haitian mother and Puerto Rican father, shaped not just his musical style, but his entire artistic philosophy. Growing up primarily surrounded by women in his family, who were deeply involved in church music, he developed a sensitivity and emotional depth that would later distinguish him from other male artists of his generation. Yet behind this seemingly straightforward origin story lies a complex narrative of artistic control, industry pressures, and personal evolution that most fans never fully grasp. Maxwell's early career reads like a masterclass in self-discovery through music. At just 17, a friend gifted him a cheap Casio keyboard that would become his portal to a new world of sound. He spent countless hours teaching himself various instruments, meticulously studying the works of 1980s R&B legends like Patrice Rushen and the SOS Band. What set him apart was his unique approach to blending electronic elements with traditional instrumentation, a technique he felt mainstream R&B had lost touch with during hip-hop's rise to dominance. As he honed his craft, Maxwell underwent a striking physical transformation, growing out wild hair, sporting long sideburns, and experimenting with thin braids, all while cultivating an aesthetic that deliberately challenged conventional notions of masculinity in music. His first major performance at Manhattan's Nell's Club marked the beginning of a meteoric rise that would see him produce over 300 songs in just 2 years, eventually catching the attention of Vibe magazine, who dubbed him the next Prince. The creation of Urban Hang Suite, Maxwell's groundbreaking debut album, reveals much about his uncompromising artistic vision. When Columbia Records executives pushed for his face on the album cover, Maxwell firmly resisted, insisting that the music should speak for itself. This decision sparked intense debates within the label, as they struggled to market an artist who refused to conform to typical promotional strategies. The resulting cover, featuring only track listings and minimal design elements, became a bold statement about artistic integrity in an increasingly image-driven industry. During recording sessions, Maxwell implemented what he called sound painting, building tracks layer by layer like visual art pieces, often spending entire days perfecting minor instrumental details that most listeners might never consciously notice. This meticulous attention to sonic texture created rich tapestries of sound that rewarded repeated listening, establishing a new standard for production in contemporary R&B. Maxwell's impact on the music industry extends far beyond his own discography. His success helped pave the way for alternative R&B artists who prioritize artistic integrity over commercial trends. Look at how Frank Ocean, Solange, and Anderstark incorporate elements of jazz, funk, and experimental production. Their following paths Maxwell helped establish decades ago. Moreover, his influence manifests in unexpected ways across popular culture. Filmmakers frequently use his songs to underscore pivotal moments in movies and television shows, recognizing their emotional potency. This cinematic quality isn't accidental. Maxwell approaches composition much like a director constructs a film, considering pacing, tension, and resolution in every arrangement. It's no wonder his music translates so effectively to visual mediums, becoming integral to numerous soundtracks and scoring key scenes in both independent and mainstream cinema. Perhaps what most distinguishes Maxwell from his contemporaries is his approach to live performance. Unlike many artists who rely heavily on elaborate choreography or spectacular stage setups, Maxwell creates an intimate atmosphere wherever he performs. His concerts often feel like private conversations shared with thousands of people simultaneously. There's a particular moment during his shows, usually toward the end of Lifetime, when Maxwell steps away from the microphone and lets the audience carry the melody. It's in these unscripted instances that his genuine connection with listeners becomes most apparent. Fans frequently describe these experiences as transformative, noting how Maxwell seems to channel collective emotions through his voice. This ability to forge such profound connections stems from his belief that music should serve as a mediator between spiritual and sensual experiences, a philosophy that informs everything from his songwriting to his stage presence. Behind Maxwell's polished public persona lies a complex individual navigating the pressures of fame while remaining fiercely protective of his privacy. Despite achieving massive success with subsequent albums like Embryo and Now, Maxwell has maintained an enigmatic presence in the media. He rarely grants interviews, preferring to let his music speak for itself. When he does engage with press, he approaches each conversation like a philosophical dialogue, often steering discussions toward broader themes of art, spirituality, and social consciousness. Remember his famous quote about music being the mediator between the spiritual and the sensual life. That statement encapsulates his worldview perfectly, revealing an artist deeply committed to exploring human connection through his craft. The evolution of Maxwell's sound mirrors his personal growth throughout the years. After the critical acclaim of Urban Hang Suite, many expected him to follow the typical trajectory of releasing increasingly pop-oriented material to maintain commercial relevance. Instead, he disappeared for nearly 8 years, resurfacing with Black Summer's Night, an ambitious trilogy that challenged conventional notions of contemporary R&B. Each installment explores different facets of love and relationships, from passionate beginnings to bittersweet endings. What's remarkable is how seamlessly he incorporates diverse musical traditions, African rhythms, Brazilian bossa nova, Indian classical elements, without sacrificing coherence or accessibility. This fusion of global influences reflects not just his artistic curiosity but his desire to create music that transcends cultural boundaries while maintaining emotional authenticity. Interestingly, Maxwell's contributions aren't limited to music alone. He's quietly become a cultural ambassador of sorts, using his platform to address social issues without ever appearing preachy. During the height of the Black Lives Matter movement, he organized benefit concerts and participated in community initiatives without seeking media attention. His advocacy work often flies under the radar, much like his approach to fame, effective yet understated. Friends describe him as someone who genuinely cares about making a difference, whether it's mentoring young musicians or supporting local arts programs in underserved communities. This commitment to social responsibility manifests in subtle ways throughout his career, from the inclusive messages in his lyrics to his support for emerging artists who share his vision of music as a force for positive change. As we reflect on Maxwell's legacy, it's important to recognize how he's managed to remain relevant across 3 decades without succumbing to industry pressures. In an era dominated by streaming algorithms and viral trends, he continues to release music that demands patience and attention. His most recent projects demonstrate a maturity that only comes with time and experience, tackling themes of mortality, legacy, and self-discovery with unprecedented candor. Tracks like Off showcase a vulnerability rarely seen in mainstream music, inviting listeners into intimate spaces where pretense dissolves and truth prevails. Moreover, he's mastered the art of reinvention without abandoning his core identity. His incorporation of digital production techniques doesn't feel forced or trendy, rather it enhances his signature sound, adding new dimensions without compromising authenticity. This balance between tradition and progress has earned him respect from both classic music purists and younger audiences discovering his work for the first time. Maxwell's influence also manifests in his role as a mentor and collaborator within the music industry. Throughout his career, he's worked with an impressive roster of musicians, from jazz legends like Roy Hargrove to contemporary producers like Hod David. However, his partnerships extend beyond mere professional collaborations. They're genuine friendships built on mutual respect and shared artistic values. Take his relationship with Robert Glasper, for instance. The two bonded over their love for jazz fusion and have since become close confidants, often jamming together informally. These connections enrich Maxwell's creative output, bringing fresh perspectives to his music while allowing him to explore new territories. His willingness to nurture emerging talent and collaborate across genres has helped foster a more inclusive and innovative music community, challenging traditional barriers between different musical styles and generations. The ripple effects of Maxwell's artistry continue to spread throughout various creative fields. Visual artists draw inspiration from his moody aesthetics, writers emulate his lyrical storytelling, and filmmakers incorporate his musical sensibilities into their narratives. His influence operates like a cultural current, touching diverse disciplines and encouraging cross-pollination of ideas. This interconnectedness speaks volumes about the power of authentic artistic expression to transcend boundaries and foster innovation across mediums. Younger artists cite him as a primary influence not just for his sound but for his approach to maintaining artistic control and integrity in an increasingly commercialized industry. Music critics often note how his work has inspired a new generation of R&B artists to prioritize substance over style, depth over flash, and authenticity over artificiality, fundamentally reshaping the landscape of contemporary soul music. What truly sets Maxwell apart, however, is his ability to transcend generational divides. At his concerts, you'll find grandparents swaying alongside teenagers, each connecting with his music on deeply personal levels. Part of this universal appeal stems from his willingness to address fundamental human experiences, love, loss, desire, hope, without pandering to specific demographics. His lyrics avoid cliches, opting instead for poetic imagery and nuanced observations about relationships. Lines like "I'm just a man in need of redemption" resonate because they acknowledge complexity without providing easy answers. This sophisticated approach to songwriting has earned him a devoted following that spans multiple age groups and cultural backgrounds, proving that authentic emotional expression remains timeless regardless of musical trends or technological advancements. Moreover, Maxwell embodies the spirit of artistic evolution. Rather than resting on his laurels or repeating past successes, he continually pushes himself to explore uncharted territory. Each new project reveals different facets of his personality and expands our understanding of what his music can achieve. Whether experimenting with unconventional time signatures, incorporating spoken word elements, or collaborating with unexpected partners, he demonstrates a restless curiosity that keeps his work perpetually fresh and engaging. This commitment to growth and exploration serves as a powerful reminder that true artistry requires constant reinvention and willingness to challenge one's own limitations, inspiring both his peers and successors to pursue similar paths of creative discovery. As we contemplate Maxwell's place in music history, it's crucial to acknowledge how he's helped redefine what it means to be a male R&B artist. In an industry often preoccupied with hypermasculinity and bravado, he presents a compelling alternative: strength expressed through vulnerability, confidence demonstrated through introspection. His exploration of themes typically associated with femininity, emotional openness, nurturing tenderness, challenges outdated stereotypes while expanding possibilities for artistic expression. Young men growing up today have a role model who proves that masculinity encompasses far more than traditional definitions suggest, encouraging them to embrace their full emotional range without fear of judgment or rejection. This progressive approach to gender representation in music has contributed significantly to broader cultural conversations about identity and expression in contemporary society. Ultimately, Maxwell represents more than just a successful musician. He embodies the transformative power of art to connect, challenge, and inspire. Through his unwavering dedication to authenticity, his mastery of musical craft, and his profound impact on both peers and successors, he has established himself as a true visionary. The next time you listen to his music, remember that you're experiencing not just beautiful sounds, but the culmination of a lifetime devoted to exploring the depths of human emotion through art. And isn't that what makes an artist truly unforgettable? His story serves as a testament to the enduring value of artistic integrity in an era often dominated by fleeting trends and superficial metrics of success. In closing, Maxwell's journey reminds us that great art emerges from a delicate balance of personal conviction and cultural awareness. His refusal to compromise his vision, even when facing industry pressure or critical skepticism, demonstrates the importance of staying true to one's artistic instincts. The controversies he's encountered, from social media missteps to public feuds, have only strengthened his resolve to communicate authentically with his audience. Each phase of his career, from the raw passion of Urban Hang Suite to the introspective depth of Black Summer's Night, contributes to a larger narrative about the evolution of soul music in the modern age. As he continues to create and perform, Maxwell remains committed to pushing boundaries while honoring traditions, ensuring that his music remains both relevant and revolutionary. Looking toward the future, one can't help but wonder what directions Maxwell will pursue next. Given his track record of surprising innovation and unwavering dedication to his craft, anything seems possible. Will he delve deeper into orchestral compositions, explore electronic experimentation, venture into film scoring? Whatever path he chooses, we can be certain it will reflect his singular vision and commitment to artistic excellence. His recent performances with symphony orchestras suggest a growing interest in classical arrangements, while his continued collaborations with contemporary artists indicate an openness to new influences and technologies. This duality, respecting musical heritage while embracing innovation, positions Maxwell uniquely to bridge generational gaps and continue influencing the evolution of R&B well into the future. Let us remember Maxwell not solely as a symbol of musical achievement, but as a catalyst for artistic possibility. His legacy should inspire us to demand better representations of human experience in popular music, ensuring that stories like his continue to emerge and thrive. In honoring his memory through continued appreciation and analysis of his work, we contribute to creating a world where every artist grows up safe, supported, and empowered to reach their full potential. Through collective action, persistent advocacy, and unwavering commitment to artistic rights, we can honor Maxwell's memory by working toward a future where no other fan experiences the disappointment of seeing their favorite artist compromised by industry pressures or personal struggles. As we conclude this exploration of Maxwell's multifaceted career, let's keep his spirit alive by channeling our admiration into positive change. Share his stories, support organizations working to protect artistic integrity, and engage in conversations about improving our societal safeguards for creative expression. Together we can create a world where every artist, regardless of background or genre, has the opportunity to develop their unique voice without sacrificing authenticity or integrity. Because isn't that what true artistic freedom looks like? Not just the absence of constraints, but the presence of environments where creativity can flourish naturally, organically and meaningfully across generations. In reflecting on Maxwell's journey, we recognize that his greatest contribution may not be any single song or album, but rather the way he has fundamentally altered our expectations of what soul music can achieve. By consistently prioritizing emotional authenticity over commercial considerations, he has raised the bar for artistic expression in popular music. His work challenges us to listen more deeply, feel more intensely and connect more meaningfully with both music and each other. As long as there are artists willing to take risks, push boundaries and stay true to their vision despite external pressures, Maxwell's legacy will continue to inspire and influence generations of musicians to come.